Oh man, remember Animal Crossing? Yeah, that life sim game everyone got obsessed with back in that year we were all stuck in our houses for some reason. Yeah, that was a time. Everyone was rightly freaked out and stressed back then, only for this super cute, relaxing, wholesome game called Animal Crossing New Horizons to just drop and provide all of us a nice escape from the world. You know, so we could feel a little bit of happiness despite the situation. But dude, it's been 4 years since then. Time stretches ever forward, shifting and changing into new phases, and here I remain, making YouTube videos about fake animal people. It's been a while, you get the idea. And I've been missing Animal Crossing lately. But as much as I'd love to just hop back to an island and see all my villagers for the first time in, God, 2 years, I think. Are they still alive? Unfortunately, I think I've really done all I can do in New Horizons. At least everything that would make sense for a video. But unfortunately, even though there was a Nintendo Direct recently, we got no news on anything new for Animal Crossing. Oh, one thing that was in that Nintendo Direct, though, was a game with just the coolest name ever. Unicorn Overlord. And good, too, because they just happen to be the sponsor of today's video. Gotcha! Yes, despite what the name might imply, no. Unicorn Overlord is not a viral Flash animation that you half remember from middle school. It is actually the newest tactical RPG from Atlas and Vanillaware, the minds behind games like 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Odin Sphere, and Dragon's Crown, which means this game is all about strategy and boasts tons of classic retro RPG flair. I'm talking beautiful worlds to traverse, rendered in a gorgeous 2D art style that really brings out those 90s RPG vibes. The battles and cutscenes especially have some really fun animation work. Speaking of battles, in Unicorn Overlord, you'll be doing that. Fighting, forging alliances, liberating kingdoms, and all with different classes to choose from for both you and your party. You got the infantry class, cavalry, armor, scout, and my favorite, the flying class. So if you're a fan of RPGs, strategy games, or you just think this looks cool, Unicorn Overlord is dropping for Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation on March 8th, but there's a demo available right now. And don't worry, all progress from the demo will transfer right over to the full release. So be sure to check out Unicorn Overlord right now by clicking the very top link in this video's description. Again, Unicorn Overlord, the rebirth of the tactical fantasy RPG, is coming soon, and you can play the demo right now by checking out the first link below. Major thanks to Unicorn Overlord for sponsoring, and, yeah, back to Animal Crossing. So yeah, there's nothing more I can really do in New Horizons, so instead, today I thought we'd go back. All the way back to the ancient year of 2001. How old was I in 2001? I was 5 and played the original Animal Crossing for the Nintendo GameCube. In all of its clunky, less user-friendly, originally made for the Nintendo 64 in Japan glory. Now, I didn't have this game growing up. I've heard a few things about it over the years, but this is my first time ever actually, diving into it. Not sure what to expect, but I mean, it can't be all that different from New Horizons, right? Right. So I fished out my childhood GameCube, spent like $50 for a 23-year-old game, and booted it up. Booted it! Finally. Yeah, I think my GameCube's finally starting to lose it. But once this dusty old geezer finally woke up, ooh, this is classic stuff here, man. It's so dingy. Oh, and the music. Oh my god. I can't tell you the amount of videos I've seen of white dudes with beards and khaki cargo shorts doing bad comedy skits in front of their video game shelves to this specific music. It's wild to finally hear it in context. Anyway, I press start and find myself on a train. Just chillin' by myself. When suddenly, this purple cat thing just stares me down from across the car, beelines towards me, and sits down right in front of me, despite almost every other seat in this car being empty. Someone did this to me in real life while I was at a Wendy's, and I got up and left. Your fight or flight kicked in, dude. Anyway, this cat's name is Rover. Weird name for a cat, that's a dog thing. And immediately, dude just starts firing off personal questions. What's your name? Where are you going? What's your address? A social security number? Dude is prying. But here is where I get to pick my name, Foafy, and the name of my town. Now, in New Horizons, I very creatively named my island, an iconic name for the ages. So naturally, to keep the spirit alive, I decided to name my town Town. Did I do? So Rover collects all this personal information from me, then gets up and goes to make a suspicious phone call. It's Nook! He's talking to Nook! They're in cahoots! Well, Rover gets off the phone, comes back over, and is like, hey there! I just got off the phone with my buddy, and we might just have some opportunities for you in Antown. Might even be able to get you set up with your own house. I mean, we can't give those dumps away. Oh, what? You don't have any money? Oh, don't worry. We've got just the thing for that. See you around. I think I just got suckered. Well, not knowing quite what I've gotten myself into, the train reaches my stop and I arrive at my new home. So I assume this is gonna be where I get the chance to create my character, right? You know, pick my character's eyes, nose, hair, shirt, things like that. What? Who's this? This Guy Fieri looking khaki shorts wearing doof is in my foafy? What's going on here? This is the second time I've made a joke about khaki shorts in this video, huh? So, apparently in the original Animal Crossing, you don't get the chance to create a character. That uncomfortable and invasive interview with Rover, that's your character creation process. The way you answer Rover's questions determines what your character's gonna look like. So apparently, I'm this. Ew. And then, as if on cue, hey, excuse me. Here comes good old extortionist Tom Nook to greet me at my train. And he's like, hello. Welcome to Antown. Please leave all disparaging comments of the grammatical nature of our town's name to yourself if you know what's good for you. Please, follow me to your new home. And suddenly, I'm presented 4 different houses to pick from. One has a brown roof and looks like a shipping crate on the inside. One is red and looks like a medieval dungeon on the inside. There's the green roof one that looks like a prison cell on the inside. And finally, a house with a yellow roof that is Silent Hill. I went with the green one. And Tom Nook's like, perfect. That'll be $19,800. And I'm gonna need all that in cash up front right now because, we all know that's how buying a home works. But, I moved into town with only $1,000 to my name. And when he finds that out, Tom literally says, you know what happens to people who don't have money, don't you? So, I'm scared. But here's where the master plan unfolds. Tom says that if I can't afford this house that I wasn't even planning on buying 5 minutes ago, then I can just pay off the rest by working at his shop in town. This was all an elaborate ruse to scam the new guy into quick debt and basically free labor. Great. And so my life in Antown begins. I'm in debt, my house is a prison cell with a boombox, I'm immediately being put to work by my landlord, and I am 99% sure my life is in some kind of danger. I'm scared. Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, things look bleak. But why not have a positive attitude about it, you know? There's a whole dang town to explore. I mean, there's a message board right here in the square. I can write some fun little messages for my villagers to see. Fun messages. I'm scared. But yeah, for now, there's not much else to do but just let those Animal Crossing instincts kick in and see what happens. And first thing I do every day in New Horizons was just scoop up some fruit from the trees. Collecting and selling fruit was a great way to make fast money in that game, so I'm sure I can pay my house off in no time if I... What? I'm out of pocket space already? Seriously? Let me see. I can only hold 15 things? But that's bad. Even for the time in 2001, that's like nowhere near enough pocket space. So, after picking up apples for legit a few seconds, tops, I had to run back to my house and store what I could in... What is that? No, what is that? So, this is a gyroid, a strange, disturbing, gyrating ground tube that just does this and doesn't stop. I hate it, but this little weirdo is the guardian of my crap hole house, standing on duty outside at all times and serving as a place where I can store some of my extra stuff, with a whopping storage space of 4. So that's how we're doing this, eh? All right. So my house is full of apples now. Apples and bugs, and no bed. Guess I should just go get my first job from Nook then. So I scour the town to find Nook's cranny, talk to Nook who gives me a new work uniform, and then tells me to go outside and plant some trees and flowers around the shop. And you know, easy enough. The game's grid system makes it absolutely impossible to make this look good with the annoyingly slanted building. Love it. And I got a solid $80 for it. That is to say, Nook graciously deducted $80 from my debt. This is the bad place. And with my very first job done, Nook decides to give me a break. Dude, I'm $18,000 in debt. I don't need a break. I need a job that pays an actual salary. But Nook outright refuses to give me any more work until I introduce myself to every single person in town. And as annoying as that might be as a game mechanic, this will actually be good. Yeah, I've been so caught up in this absolute scam that I've fallen into that I completely forgot there's supposed to be other people here. I haven't run into any of them yet. But it was always really nice talking to the villagers in New Horizons, so maybe this will cheer me up. Let's have a look around. As far as I can see, there's about 6 villagers in town. As in people who serve no purpose other than to just kind of wander around. And then there's a handful of other characters who aren't, quote, villagers because they have, you know, jobs, things that they do. Obviously there's Nook, but then you got Pelly at the post office and the Mayor Tortimer, who, fun fact, up until he was added back in an update, I legit thought was dead in New Horizons. Thought it was just passed on. Turtle soup. Sorry. Of course, there's the Able sisters running the clothing shop, Blathers at the museum, and, the police station? What? Why does this town need a police station? None of the other Animal Crossing games I've played have had police stations. What's different about this one? Who are these criminals? Well, those criminals are a frog named Emerald, a penguin named Rold, a rabbit named Claude, a gator named Allie, a duck named Pate, and Chow. Oh man, I remember you. I met you in that stranger's Animal Crossing town in Wild World. You were very rude. And shock of all shocks, Chow is still a jerk today. I walk up and they're like, oh my god, shut up. I hate mornings. I hate morning people. Go away. Also, hi, I'm Chow. What's your name? Well, just for that little bit of attitude, not only am I not gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna break into your house now. Learn a lesson from this. And after looking around at Chow's belongings, I keep running around, meet the other villagers, and start to notice a concerning pattern. Like, okay, being real, I know I like to play up Tom Nook as this like cutthroat business con man villain type. That's an old Animal Crossing joke. It's been around for ages. Heck, the Game Grumps wrote a whole song about it like a decade ago. And I always thought that it was just kind of like one of those easy parody jokes that everyone latched onto and was kind of fun to play into. But talking to the villagers here in town, it kind of starts to make sense. The way they talk about Tom Nook is actually kind of unnerving. It's given like weird cult leader pyramid scheme vibes. Yeah, basically every time I talk to Emerald, they mention selling things to Nook so that I can in turn buy things from Nook. And then Rold over here is just completely lost in the sauce. The first time I met him, he said, and I quote, "Wouldn't it be mad cool if Nook built a bigger store? I buy all my stuff from him, cause I'm thinking the more money he makes, the sooner he'll expand the store. You should buy lots of stuff there too." Oh, Rold. Oh, you poor sweet idiot. Clearly, I'm not the only person who fell for this recruitment scam, and people are dealing with it in various ways. But besides the unwavering commitment to our charismatic leader, the villagers in Antown definitely have a lot more personality. And by personality, I mean, a lot of these guys kind of suck. On top of Chow yelling at me and Emerald and Rold shilling for Nook, Allie over here just straight up insulted my town tune and called me talentless. How dare you? That's my channel's theme song. I actually wrote that myself in real life. I'm not gonna take talk like that from a gator who doesn't own a bed. All that being said, Claude and Pate, you guys are chill. Yeah, but I think that's everyone in town, so I guess I'm done with my break. So I head back to Nook for my next job, and he wants me to mail out a letter advertising the shop. Not sure why you'd need that when everyone in town is already a walking billboard, but all right. Grab the stationery, head to the post office, and I get to write whatever message I want. Eat at Nook's. Free Shrimp Fridays. Perfect. And next up, Nook wants me to do a series of delivery jobs. You know, just lugging furniture around town to give it to all these jerk villagers for just a measly couple $100 to be deducted from my debt. Oh, and get this. I don't even have a map of the town yet. Nook didn't deem it necessary for me to have a map of the town until I was done with the deliveries. And dude really tore into me over it too. He's like, ugh, kids these days, always complaining about basic accommodations and fair wages. Fine, here's your stupid map. But no time to complain, Nook's got another job for me. He wants me to put out another ad for the shop, but this time on the town message board. And he was very adamant that I could write whatever I wanted as long as it was exciting, but didn't embarrass him. Once you write something on it, you can never erase it. Nook evaded taxes in 1998. Free Shrimp Fridays. And finally, with that, all of my work is done. And I don't just mean I've finished work for the day or anything. I mean Tom Nook literally has no other work to give me. He's like, what's that? Oh yeah, oh, the new kid. Oh, thanks for doing my chores for me. I've been meaning to get to them all day, but you know, boring. So yeah, you're fired. Yeah, I got sacked. Dude brought me into town, suckered me into getting nearly 20K in debt, put me to work for like a couple of days to pay it off, then canned me before I could even make a dent. I'm still $17,400 in the hole. Well, guess I'm stuck here. What a wonderful, relaxing return to the world of Animal Crossing. Goodbye.